Hi, welcome to this episode of Game Creation. So we are having our fortnight of non-gaming, so all the stuff you need to build an application or to make your life a bit easier. Today we're going to be looking at the Popup object, and again, this is one of those things that you need to know about because there will be some point down the line where having this will be really, really useful. So let's switch over to it and get started straight away. I've started a new project. And I'm just going to include the pop-up menu. And if you don't have it already, you can go to the manager and download it. Now this is another object that won't show up, but we can actually create a menu here. So I'm going to add a few menu items. So we're going to have like save. So we're imagining that we're making like a document and load. And then we can put some separators in, so we can then say, add text or something. And there could be a whole load of fancy stuff there. And again, if I put it on and run it, you won't see anything. It's not a visible object. This object is only there for the event editor. And so what we're going to do, now you might think that if I run it now, we'll be able to see it up here. It's not, that's not what this is. This isn't the menu up here. This is a pop-up menu, and how we activate it is we normally say when the user clicks the right button, then we can show it. And so we just say show at mouse. We can show at different coordinates, but it's normal to show it at the mouse, because if I show it now and I right click, it's this one here. That's what this does. Now you might be thinking, well, how do I access the button clicks? It's dead simple. And you can do it by ID or you can do it by text. So item selected. And then if we put save, I can't remember if I did capital letters or not. And if I put a string on here, then I can say change alternate string to saved. I could do the same thing again, but this time for load, and I can change that to load or loaded. So save, saved, load, loaded. They are capitals, so it mustn't care whether it's lowercase or uppercase, but I don't like that. Sometimes it doesn't care, sometimes in Clickteam, but then when you do it into a different exporter, it will care. So some things care about case, some things don't. So you just need to be a bit careful of that. So save and load. And it's one of those objects that you won't need on a daily basis, but you'll sit there and go, oh, I wish I could, and you'd sit there and try and program it yourself, and it wouldn't look quite right, and it would take you ages and ages. Clickteam is full of these little objects that just sort things out. I mean, it's a really robust object. It looks nice. It functions the way your users will expect it to function. From personal experience, I've had a right-click thing on a website before, and they never look very good, and they're counterintuitive. Like the experience is not very good. If you remember the old Flash video days, they used to have a custom right-click pop-up menu, and it used to look hideous. It didn't work properly, and you might have a different experience, but that was mine. So you've got a real nice opportunity, and the point of this week is to just look at the objects that you wouldn't normally use, but if you're writing an application, these things are incredibly powerful. And to be able to right click and change. And the beauty is, as well, is imagine you're in a different part of your program and you go, oh, actually, now they need to be able to add a rectangle or something. We can say sort of if the time is greater than 5 seconds, then actually that's the point in the application that they can add a rectangle. So you just say add item. Oh, is this going to add, or is this... We've got to be careful here. I think that's right. Yeah, add item, menu index 9, so make it last, item ID 9, and then sort of add rectangle. Let's see if this works. So nothing there yet, and we can see up here that when it's going to be 5, so it's going to be 5 now. Nothing. Oh my goodness. I should say run this event once as well. Limit conditions, run this event once. I've done that as a new thing. So add item. I'm going to pause it because I will play around with this for a sec. Okay, I've put it down to 1 second. I've set it at 0, 0, and that seems to work. I don't really understand that. So you click on it straight away, there's nothing there. Click on it after a second, and you've got this add rectangle. You'll notice that the application actually stops when you right click. So when it's showing a pop-up, it will stop the application, which is quite important to know. And if that's functionality you don't want, then you might have to create your own pop-up, because I don't know whether there's an option to stop that happening. Maybe there is. So let's create a start, follow the frame. Yeah, I don't think there's a way of stopping that from happening. Yeah, but yeah, really, really useful item for when you need it, and I'm sure probably only a handful of people have used this. But if you're writing an application, a pop-up menu is gonna be like gold dust. Anyway, we have 2 more days? No, 1 more day. Wow, it's Thursday already, isn't it? So we've got 1 more day of this tomorrow. So again, I'm open to suggestions of what you want me to cover. Otherwise, next week we are going to be back to gaming. So if you've liked this video, click like. If you want to see more from us, click subscribe. And thank you very much.